Going into the state election, I knew that I wasn't going to win, but sometimes it's not always about winning. So I was asked by a few people to consider running for state. I took 16.5% of the vote in Cairns locally at the start of last year for council. I obviously built a profile, did a lot of media, I was out and about, people knew who I was. So I was going to get some votes either way. I didn't really want to spend any more money. I tried to keep it under 10,000. In comparison, the major parties had $150,000 per candidate to spend. There was no way I was going to compete with that. But I thought two things. I can use the election to raise awareness about important issues, and I think I did that. Housing, youth crime, domestic violence. But also, I knew that both of the major parties were going to want my preferences. If I took 5 to 10% of the vote, that might get them across the line. So I planned on meeting with both the major candidates. Yolandi Ench from the LNP refused to meet with me. She didn't get my preferences and she lost. I gave my preferences to Michael Healy, who, despite Labor being almost completely wiped out in Queensland, maintained his seat. So as far as I'm concerned, I won. I won because I achieved the two things that I set out to achieve. That was keeping Michael in Cairns, and that was also raising awareness about the big issues. So the way I see it, I won, I played the game, I played politics. Sometimes it's not about winning. It's about using your leverage and what you have, which for me at the time in the state election was the preferences. Maybe I couldn't get into Parliament, but from the get-go, I knew that I had the potential to decide who did. That's incredibly powerful, and it paid off. You know, I've got two friends on council now in Rob Pine and Trevor Tim. My preferences went to Trevor. And Trevor didn't win on the primary vote. Let's remember that. My nemesis, Jeremy Neal, who's running for federal election now, actually got the most votes. But my preferences went to Trevor and we got him across the line. I'm incredibly proud that we got our first Indigenous representative ever across the line. And that was thanks to me and my preferences. And we did it again in the state election. Now we've got Michael. Now Michael was a minister. He's now a shadow minister. That's a good friend to have down there in Parliament. And I suspect in 4 years' time, when the LNP gets the boot, Michael's going to be there still, and he's going to be a senior member of the new Labor government that will form sometime in the future. So sometimes it's about playing the long game. I'm still young. Every other candidate had 20 plus years on me, okay? I'm not going anywhere. I'm getting more educated. I'm getting more experience, and I'm getting more support. There's still a lot of people that didn't know who the hell I was when I ran for state. So, you know, it's just about plugging away every step of the way, and then eventually we will get there. Who knows? Maybe in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I will have a seat at that table where the decisions affecting all of us are made. And I've got an incredible amount of life experience to bring to that table. Something that I think is missing. You know, we don't, the leaders that we have in our community don't have that life experience, but I do. So stay tuned.